is time to reveal who is under the mask of Paparazzo. I asked you guys in a video yesterday, hey, who do you want me to reveal? And Paparazzo, because we're into Coral, you can watch that video in the comment section. And majority of you guys said Paparazzo. And I could see why, because man, he rocked it the other day, right? I think he did such a great job, and so let's go through the clues they gave us, then we'll go through the pitch correct audio, then we'll compare the audio to the celebrity who I think it is, and then answer the clues. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, you give this video a thumbs up. Come on, let's just go ahead and do what we gotta do here. So let's actually read the clues in the clue package. So from the first one, becoming Paparazzo is perfect for me because let's face it, the lens has been pointed in my direction my entire life. Clearly someone who's been a child actor. And while you've seen me do so many things in my career, the one thing I haven't done or had the chance to do is sing on a big stage until now. And honestly, I'm terrified. I mean, I worked with the greats, took over the silver screen, and even took America's Sweetheart out to prom. But this is so outside my comfort zone, I'm kind of freaking out. But I think there is a big reason to give it a try. And I know I'm not going to be perfect, but tonight I'm digging deep. Visual clues. We saw movie posters and a lot of celebrities. Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Jim Carrey. We saw a race car, a dog, and a doormat that says Home Sweet Home. He mentions that he has also worked and he's friends with Steve Martin. Some really good clues for a first episode. I would say was enough for us to reveal who it was. You guys decided to go with Coral first. Episode 2, aka from this past Wednesday. At its core, Shrek teaches you not to judge what you see on the outside. It's what is in on the inside that matters most. And a certain hero of mine showed me this, someone who made a deep impact on my life. See, I once had a chance to work with Robin of all Robins. Sorry, not you, Robin Thicke, but Robin Williams. He was a very famous comedian here in the United States who unfortunately died in a really bad way, and it broke America. It was extremely upsetting. It's still upsetting today. He says he could tell I needed some guidance, so he sat me down and opened up about his own struggles. Here was this megastar at the height of his career who was on the outside a big, tall ball of energy and inside was battling his own intense darkness. In that moment, I learned the importance of kindness. You never know what people are going through, and that's a reason that's a lesson I've carried with my entire life. It's really sad. It's just, there's a lot there to break down, but visual clues, not really much. We saw a witch and a lantern, but I think for this, it's the words that he said that were more important. He also mentioned that as adults, you know him for his acting, as kids, you know him for his voice, so you get clues right there. Now, I do have the pitch correct audio for you. I think it's pretty darn good. So for those who don't know, in the clue packages, it's the real celebrity speaking, but Fox is smart. They're like, look, if we use the same voice, people are going to know who it is. So let's make it sound like an alien, and so you have no idea who it is. But then you know me. Hi, I'm Joey. I'm an executive audio producer in New York City, where it's my job to make audio sound good. In the case of The Masked Singer, it's doing exactly that. It's pitching down the audio so it actually sounds normal. And then you take your list of people, you say, maybe it's this guy, maybe it's that guy. And then boom, you got the right person. So I'm going to play the audio they gave us and then my audio. Take a listen.
At its core, Shrek teaches you not to judge what you see on the outside. It's what's on the inside that matters most.
At its core, Shrek teaches you not to judge what you see on the outside. It's what's on the inside that matters most. And a certain hero of mine showed me this. Someone who made a deep impact on my life. See, once I had a chance to work with the Robin of all Robins. Sorry, not you, Robin Thicke, Robin Williams. He could tell I needed some guidance. So he sat me down and opened up about his own struggles. Here was this megastar at the height of his career who on the outside was a big ball of energy, but inside was battling this intense darkness. In that moment, I learned the importance of kindness. You never know what people are going through, and that's a lesson I've carried with me my entire life. Robin was my superhero, who taught me to see the bigger picture, and I have faith he's looking down on me tonight.
So who is that? Are you going to say Matthew Lawrence? Because ding, 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 that is who I think it is. So let's compare him speaking, and then I would compare the singing voice, but there really is no singing audio of him. Like they did a little bit on the podcast, but that's really nothing. So for now, just the audio. Take a listen.
He could tell I needed some guidance. So So he sat me down and opened up about his own struggles.
Well, I wish I could take credit for that, but it's really all her. She's really she's spent so much time.
Yeah, I think you and I can agree that's him. But let's go ahead and break down some of these clues. We heard him talk about the lens and how he's been acting his whole life. And yeah, he first started acting in 1984. He was a kid. So yeah, that works out. He said that he's never had a chance to be on stage and sing like this, and he's actually talked about this before, that he's never really been a singer. He's never really sang before, which turns out he can sing, right? And I can imagine he's going to be around for the Rat Pat night and sing some jazz for us. I think that'd be fun. He talks about taking America's sweetheart to prom. And I will say the younger generation doesn't know Boy Meets World and Topanga and Hunter, the guy he played on the show. And, well, it's Daniel Fishel. And yes, he took her to prom. They were dating at one point, which is kind of cool. Could you imagine they would go to prom and you're at that school? That was like the TV show. That was really awesome. Visual clues, movie posters. You saw Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Jim Carrey. He's obviously worked on movies with a lot of these people. The one with Chris Farley, though, I can't really find a connection. We saw The Dog. He worked in the 1998 film. It's called Rusty, A Dog's Tale. He provided the voice for that. The Race Car, well, that was the 1987 film with Steve Martin, and that was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He played Steve's son. The Doormat, Home Sweet Home, Matthew, kind of works out there. And then being friends with Steve, once again, he played Steve's son in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The second episode is mostly just about Robin Williams. In 1993, he worked on the movie Mrs. Doubtfire, and he was 13. Robin was clearly a lot older than him, but remember, Robin wasn't a child star while Matthew was, and so Matthew was going through a lot. Obviously, he's a teenager going through this world, and I'm 100% sure Robin had given him some kind of advice. It's probably things that I wish there was a bug in that room, man. Because we knew Robin to be fun and goofy and all these things, and you never really, once again, know what someone else is going through, which should be an example to you guys at home that if someone seems fun and bubbly on the outside, you never know what's going on. Because in today's world, especially in Instagram and TikTok, people like to put up that fake facade for some reason, and they're not honest with people. Mostly because people feel ashamed. You should never feel ashamed to come out and talk about your feelings and what's going on in your life. I talk about that all the time on my channel, guys. If something's bothering you, talk to someone. It doesn't have to be your mom or dad or your brother or your sister, your aunt or uncle. It could be a complete stranger. It could be someone at your school, maybe a teacher, maybe a guidance counselor, maybe a psychologist. I grew up in that generation where it was like frowned upon to talk to anyone in psychology. Now, gosh, could you imagine having a world without psychologists? It would be really bad. And then lastly, he talked about adults knowing who he is. Yeah, Boy Meets World. I know him from that show. And kids. He's done a lot of voiceovers for different movies. Some from the 80s and 90s, even earlier. There's a lot of different stuff. Rusty, A Dog's Life, Kiki's Delivery Service, Adventures of the Book of Virtues, and a couple other things. So yeah, different generations would know him. Some from his physical look, some from his voice alone. But there you guys go. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey, stay safe. And guys, this has been a fun season of The Masked Singer. And we're only 2 episodes in. We got a lot more to go. We got 1 more in Group A, then we got 3 in Group B, 3 in Group C, Super 6, the 5 and 4, and then finale. So it's gonna be a fun spring once it finally gets here. It's too cold out. I'll see you later. Bye.